Let's get started. With the start of this tutorial, I'm going to assume that you have installed Python in your system. If not, to make your job easier, I'm going to use an online coding platform called REPL.it. I'm going to program in that because by using a common platform, both me and you won't be stuck with software installation issue or versioning issue. Moreover, you can try out the code which I write in just a few clicks. The link of the code will be available in the description. With that said, welcome to the Python crash course. I am planning this course to be friendly for people who have no idea in programming too. There will be timestamps in the video. If you don't want to hear the baby level explanations, you can skip them. So here we go. Today we will learn about variables in Python. Let's say we want to write a code which welcomes people. I have written a few lines of code which greets Sam over here. Don't worry about what I have written and all over here. Just know that whatever is present within this print gets shown in the console over here. Now I just run it. We'll get the output now. Yeah, we got it. So now if I want to change the name in these lines, I should go to each line and then modify the same. In our case, we only have a few lines, but there can be cases where there could be 100 lines. Then changing each line would take years, but I'd rather not be doing such a piece of. A better way to do the same is to enter the name in one common area where the program can access the name. That is, like one common access point where the program could go there and fetch the value and show it out. That's where variables make an entry. Okay, to understand about variables, let us take an example. Thanos goes to a room, asks the receptionist for a room number, then the receptionist provides it. But he doesn't want to say the whole address each and every single time. So he talks to the receptionist and then asks if she can remember his room as the Thanos room. She accepts it. This makes Thanos' life easier. He doesn't need to say the whole name each and every single time. Similarly, our computer's memory has locations too. But it's difficult for us to use it in programming language because it's too complex to remember. Variables behave as shortcuts or nicknames here. Just like how Thanos assigned a shortcut called Thanos room to his room. Similarly, we assign variables as shortcuts to memory locations in programming. You might ask why we can just type out the whole location name. A memory location in programming looks like this. You wouldn't want to deal with that for your living, right? Just imagine working with such complex codes for storing data and retrieving data. Our hardware manufacturers and ancient researchers had to deal with this to give us this simple life. They are gods. Speaking of variables, variables have a property called datatype. Datatype is basically a description of the type of the data which the variable holds. As I told you before, a variable is basically a shortcut for a location address in our computer's memory, right? So when you declare a variable, you also need to say what type of data it will hold. For that, we use data type. Data type basically says what is stored within the variable. There are basically 4 types of data types. These are the basic ones. That is integer, we can store values like -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and all. Float, you can store values with decimal points like 0.5, 0.2, -1, -0.1. String, you can store textual data in it. And collection or array, it's basically a collection of data. When we go to, we have a set of roll numbers in our college, right? So for a class, there'll be a set of roll numbers. A variable which will hold all of them will come under the data type array or collection. Okay guys, so now we are going to do the same with Python. We are going to create a variable called name to hold the value Sam. Name equals Sam. As I have told you before, textual data comes under the string data type. And to specify that a value is a string, you need to enclose the text with either double quotes, or single quotes. In Python. In other languages, it can be different. In Python, to specify that a value is string, you need to enclose it either with double quotes or single quotes. So now I have put name over here, and I'm going to add it to the print statements. Sorry. Name and name. That should do it. Now I click run. You can see over here, right? The name got reflected into the statements. Don't worry about the print syntax. I will shortly explain about it later. For now, just understand how to declare a variable. So this is how we declare a string variable. Now let me declare an integer variable. Okay, before that, I'll just show you a small change in it. I'm going to change it to Bob, and the change gets reflected in all the statements. Can you see over here? Yeah. So now we'll declare an integer variable, number equals 1.
Few moments later.
Print type of array1, comma, array1. I'm just going to run it. Yeah, can you see over here? This first print statement, that is print type of number one has given this. It says class int. So Python, it means that since we gave the number 1 blindly, Python automatically recognized it as an integer. People who are coming from other programming languages might find it weird, but Python tries to automatically sense the data type. When I entered 0.5, Python recognized that the best data type for this is float. So it assigned it the data type float. Over here, what is happening is the type function. Basically, just remember this: whatever you put within the type function, it will return the data type of that variable. So you can see over here that over here I have created a string variable, and its type has been displayed over here as string. So, and moreover, I have created an array over here, and I have printed the type of the array with the array values. You can see over here that it's declared as a list. Basically, in Python, there are two ways of implementing a collection or an array. That is, those are list and tuple. A list, you declare a list by enclosing the data with square brackets. You declare a tuple by enclosing the data with curved brackets. I'll show you an example. Array2 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should do. Okay, I'll just remove the last one here. Print type of array2, comma, justice, and array2. Yes, that should do good. I'm going to click on. You can see over here that this statement gave us the data type list, and this statement gave us the data type tuple. So you declare the collection data type tuple by using a curved brackets, and you declare a collection data type list by using square brackets. So as far as data types in Python, this is the most basic data types in Python. Of course, there needs to be I need to give more explanation on this, but it deserves a separate video on its own. So until then, please stay tuned and happy coding.
So please subscribe. Yes. Okay, thank you.